I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are on Robertson-Huron Treaty Territory and that the land on which we are gathered is the traditional territory of the Nishnabeg, specifically Garden River and Batchewana First Nations, as well as Métis people.
Please stand and join in the singing of our national anthem. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, car ton bras s'est porté le paix, il s'est porté la croix, ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
We'd like to call up Murdoch Carter for our prayer.
If everyone would bow their heads for a sportsman's prayer, a Rotary sportsman's prayer. We gather tonight to reflect upon the talents you have given us and that we have enjoyed through our sports programs. We ask you to continue to bless our principals, teachers, coaches, and all our family and friends as they guide us in developing these talents. Help us to remember that it is our responsibility to use your gifts that you have given us. Teach us what it means to be real winners in your eyes. Real winners have learned to always do their best. Real winners have learned not to quit. Real winners have learned not to blame others. Real winners have respect for their friends, their coaches, and themselves. Real winners have learned that God is the one who has given them their abilities. For what we are about to receive, let us be thankful. Amen.
Thank you, Murdoch. Thank you, Donna. Before I welcome you to the 63rd Annual Rotary Sports Award Dinner. My name's Robert, as most of you know me as Bob Caricato. And before I forget, I'd like to thank Dan Sharp, Steve Caruso, and the Rotary Sports Awards Committee for putting tonight's awards dinner together. There was a lot of work, I know, that goes on and behind the scenes, and you've done an awesome job. Thank you very much. Recently, I was introduced to a young woman, Kayla Turnbull, from Osoyoos, British Columbia. She was born with a physical disability, Klippel-Feil syndrome, and it's a fusion of two or more vertebrae along the neck. For Kayla, it means she has no hearing in one of her ears. She lives in pain each day. She also can't move like others, and she can't do what others do. She would spend hours and hours removed from socializing with others. She felt lonely and did not have a lot of friends that understood her. And in these hours, she would play music on her guitar. She found music was her best friend. She used music as a bridge to access what was within her. Music is vulnerable. It brings out emotion, things that we don't even think about. It brings out doubts like she was thinking, am I good enough? Am I healthy enough? She didn't want her disabilities and pain to stop her from doing what she wanted to do and achieving her dreams. She knew that she had a gift within her. She realized that she had so many possibilities. No matter what her past was, no matter what she had been through, no matter what her ability was, she put her mind to it, and she knew that she could do anything she started. And started by step one, and she went from there. She graduated in musical therapy from Capilano University in North Vancouver just recently, and is now a singer and songwriter, and has produced her own CD. Imagine that. She has no hearing in one ear. What's your story? Is it a sports story? Or is it an academic story? Or a musical story? When did your story begin? So far in your life, you're here tonight because you've chosen a sports story. Your love of sports began when you were young because you liked to play. And as you grew older, you began to formulate big dreams. And you are now living out those dreams. Your dreams are beginning to come to fruition. You're continuing to dream because you can feel them becoming real. You are successful because you are putting in hours and hours of time practicing and honing those athletic skills. I've heard this before, and maybe you have too. For you to reach the top of your sport or your sporting skill, it takes something like 10,000 hours of practice. And you have probably heard Brad Jacobs say time and time again that he threw 10,000 rocks for him to get where he is now, one of Canada's elite curlers. I love sports, and I know you do too. My grade 7 teacher told me that I can do anything or whatever I wanted to do. He says, you have a gift. Pick which ones that you like and make them something for yourself. Although I played various sports, I wasn't at the level that you are. So I chose the academic route and became an accountant. Today, this same teacher is one of my clients. This past April, in a science project at the 32nd Annual Rotary Science Fair held at Algoma University, 2 students from Holy Cross proved that students who play sports or do other extracurricular activities fare better academically than those students who do not, because they learn quickly to be better time managers of their life. This study exhibits that you can still do well academically and be the best that you can be in your sport or sports. You can do both and do both well. A good example of this is Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, who graduated recently from McGill University as a medical doctor, and today is the NFL's only medical doctor playing offensive guard for the Kansas City Chiefs. As music was to Kayla, sports are a bridge to access and bring out the best of our inner selves. It brings out those things that we don't think of. It brings out doubts, ups and downs, resilience, character. Sports brings out also our vulnerabilities. We learned that hard work brings out the best of us, though, and God gave each of us a gift or gifts. And this gift or these gifts will lead us to so many possibilities. No matter what your abilities or gifts are, nothing will stop you from attaining greater success. And if you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want, just like my grade 7 teacher told me. Peter Ricci, Randy Risson, or any other sports writer, they write stories. He doesn't make the stories. You make the stories. And Peter only writes about them. It is not his story, it's yours. Sports give you a sense of empowerment. The game is only a vehicle to empower yourself and give you confidence to be anything you want to be, whether it's in sports or a CEO of a company or a professional in a chosen career. 8 years ago, my life brought me to Rotary through my children and their desire to experience the world through Rotary's Youth Exchange program. Today, I stand before you as the centennial president of the best club in the world and in this city. It is the king of clubs. No pun intended, sorry. I just thought of it. Did I know what I was getting into? No, but I had a desire to be a part of Rotary and what it stands for in the Sioux. We put service above self. I had doubts being president of 70 Rotarians. My doubts, did I have the time? Will I be able to carry on with my daily work? Would I be able to continue to be a good and worthy spouse, father, grandfather for my children, my grandchildren? Would I be able to continue coaching curling for St. Mary's College? Talking about this challenge 1 year ago, I can say I did, for the last year, I did something for Rotary every day, whether it was for a few minutes each day or a few hours. Taking on the presidency, I became a better person in all respects. My challenge to all of you is to challenge yourself. You will surprise yourself. Perhaps you're impressed with that our Rotary Club does what we do in our community, and you may want to be part of it and join in the future. Our club can offer many options to you to join. You won't be disappointed. That's my little story that I am writing right now. So what's your story? Are you writing it? Are you going to keep on writing it? Is it about you? It's only about you and you alone. That's your challenge. I want to congratulate all award winners. You worked hard, and I believe that you will continue to work at being the best person that you can be and continue writing your story. And with Kayla Turnbull's permission, I leave you with the lyrics of Kayla's song. It's called My Sunny. I feel the sun on my back as I move into the storm. Feel the earth tremble high and low as mighty oak tumbles down. And when I think I can't go on, I go on anyway. And when I think I lost all hope, my Sunny has my back. I feel my wind giving up. I lose sight of Mother Nature. I feel the thunder in my bones as I lose control of me. I am fearless because I have been afraid. I am strong because I know pain. I am wise because of my yesterday. I am me because this is who I'm meant to be. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce Greg Arbor. He's the president of the Men's Athletic Association. He's going to address you right now. Greg? Where's Greg? There he is. Here he comes.
Thank you, Mr. Caricato. Welcome, everyone. It has been another wonderful evening with so many great faces that have had such a profound impact on high school athletics and athletics in Sault Ste. Marie. I'd like to first start off by thanking the Marconi Club for hosting this evening. Their hospitality and, as always, their fabulous food has been a long-standing tradition here in Sault Ste. Marie. And tonight was no exception. Thank you. I would also like to thank Steve Caruso for planning yet another fantastic event. His leadership and planning the logistics of the evening is what makes this night so special. To the Rotary Club of Sault Ste. Marie, since 1918, your ongoing efforts in support of so many community initiatives, fundraisers, and charitable work are truly inspiring. Tonight marks the 63rd year of this sports award dinner, and you have been there every step of the way. We thank you for your support. The role of an athletic director has its challenges. Each of our distinguished high schools have them. These voluntary roles require time commitment, patience, understanding, and perhaps the greatest challenge of all, compromise. There is no doubt that our local athletic directors, both male and female, possess these traits and work very hard to uphold the long-standing tradition that our local high school athletic programs have established. As the male athletic director at Cora Collegiate, please join me in honoring my fellow colleagues for the dedication to that role and the service they provide each of their schools, the Algoma District School Board and the Huron-Superior Catholic District School Board. And gentlemen, if you can please stand and acknowledge your presence this evening, that would be greatly appreciated. From St. Mary's College, Dave Zagordo. From White Pines, Mike Cowan. From Central Algoma, Nigel Good. From Superior Heights, Jared Klooster. And from Notre Dame de Sioux, Louis Charbonneau. Thank you, team, for your support, not only this year, but in years to come. To each school's administration, on behalf of coaches, parents, student athletes, athletic directors, conveners, and a host of volunteers in various capacities, your support and commitment to athletics is vital to the growth of our programs, and we collectively thank you for your unwavering support. To our community coaches, quite simply put, where would we be without you? The system needs you. I know many of you are in the room tonight, and some are not here, of course. Community volunteers serve as coaches, assistant coaches, positional coaches, skill development coaches, offensive and defensive coordinators, referees, conveners, mentors, managers, and the list goes on. We try, but we don't say it enough. Thank you. Thank you for your time, passion, and leadership that is so vital to each school's athletic success. Please join me in offering a much-deserved round of applause to all of our wonderful community coaches. To the H.P. Broughton nominees, Coach Bannister, Mitchell Stadnick, and the Sioux College men's hockey team. Your excellence has dared us to dream. Your accomplishments go without saying. You are the gold standard of what hard work and dedication truly is. Once again, you have set the standard high, and you are an inspiration to all Siouxites and proof that anything is possible, even though you live in little Sault Ste. Marie. Congratulations on your well-deserved nomination. To our Russ Ramsey Hall of Famers, Mr. Baum and Mr. McDonald, we are forever indebted for your service that you have given to our student athletes. Over 25 years is truly amazing. Thank you and congratulations. And lastly, the reason why we're all here, the athletes. Why play high school sports? A study published in the Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise in 2017 found that students who were active in high school sports performed 10% better in core subjects like math, science, social studies, and language arts. Because sports offers equal opportunity to all students at the high school level, these academic benefits extend to all areas of student population, including students that might be traditionally underserved. People who played competitive sports in high school are more likely to demonstrate more confidence, leadership, and self-respect. They are better at setting goals and managing their time. They have a better appreciation for diversity and a more developed sense of morality. Perhaps the greatest benefit of sport might quite possibly be the life skills and relationships you have built along the way. Athletes, we are proud of you. You already won the game when you chose the path in athletics. There are so many parallels to sport and everyday life, and you are now undoubtedly more prepared for the challenges you will inevitably face. And whether you are a knight, a colt, a steelhawk, a voyageur, a husky, or a wolverine, in Sault Ste. Marie, perhaps more than anywhere else, you are forever recognized in the high school in which you played for. Be proud of that and pay it forward to the others who will come after you. We thank you for the standard that you have set for our programs and how each of you have represented your school in the spirit of competition. Good luck to all the nominees and congratulations to the eventual winners. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce a voice we've become all too familiar with in our community, hosting many banquets, and most notably the play-by-play announcer for our beloved Sioux Greyhounds on Shaw Cable TV, our MC this evening, Mr. Gino Cavello.
Thank you, Greg. Good evening, everyone. And I'd like to thank Rotary for the invitation. And again, congratulations to all the nominees and best of luck. I'd like to echo those words. Thank you very much to those of you who take the time to coach, coaching kids and spending the time in the schools to make sure you develop these good athletes. It's very appreciated, especially in the city where local sports has a big place in everybody's heart. So thank you for that. To start off, just a little bit of history about the Rotary Sports Awards Banquet. This is the 63rd year of the Rotary Sports Awards Dinner. It dates back to 1956 when it was called the Sports Celebrities Dinner, established as a fundraiser for Rotary's work with physically disabled children. That year, the H.P. Broughton Award was initiated to recognize the Sault Ste. Marie Sports Person of the Year. In 1969, the Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy, recognizing the top male high school athlete, and the Benet Brith Award, recognizing a graduating student best combining athletic ability with academic achievement, were established. In 1980, the Ross Winslade Memorial Trophy was introduced to recognize the secondary school accumulating the most points within the city for all boys and girls sports. In 1987, awards were introduced to pay tribute to individuals considered to be the top athletes in each of the major sports. And in 1990, Rotary established the Russ Ramsey High School Hall of Fame in honor of Russ Ramsey to recognize and honor individuals who have made exceptional contribution to the male and or female high school athletic program. And now in 2019, 63 years later, we are here tonight to add to the list of individuals who have been previously honored. Let's begin with the presentation of the high school awards. There are 9 categories of awards for sports in the secondary schools: badminton, basketball, cross-country running, curling, football, hockey, soccer, track and field, and wrestling. The nominees are the top athletes in each specific high school sport as chosen by the physical education athletic departments of each school. And we would draw your attention to the past winners in the program, and we would welcome any past winners that are with us this evening. The presentation of the various nominees, committee members will assist with the presentations. So for those of you that are new to this banquet, what happens is we introduce all the nominees. They will be asked to come up on stage to receive a Rotary medallion, and then they will be seated. And at the end, we will introduce all the winners in each sport. So we'll begin tonight with badminton, and assisting in the presentations is Dan Sharp, Rotarian. Thank you, Dan. Welcome. Our first nominee for badminton from Cora, Ryan Talvidi. Ryan Talvidi is Cora's Rotary badminton nominee for 2019. He has played boys doubles badminton with successful results in his last 2 years at Cora. This season, in senior, he was switched over to mixed. In a strong senior mixed doubles division, Ryan and his new partner Megan placed second in the City Badminton Championships and finished fourth at NASA, giving them an OFSA berth. At OFSA, Ryan played with grit and determination. Despite finishing with a 1-4 record, he showed great composure and confidence in both his and his partner's play. Ryan has developed into one of the top high school players in Sault Ste. Marie. He has been a positive role model for our younger players. He is always willing to assist in the improvement of fellow teammates. We are looking forward to bigger and better things next season as Ryan, the Iceman, returns to Cora for his final year. I'm sure there's a story behind the Iceman, but we'll get into that later, eh, Ryan? Ryan Talvidi from Cora. Our next nominees from St. Mary's in badminton, Damon Dubas and Frankie Lepore. St. Mary's College is proud to nominate Damon Dubas and Frankie Lepore for this year's Rotary Badminton Award. Both Frankie and Damon have shown great commitment to the sport throughout both their years of high school. They each attend practice regularly and continue to build chemistry together. Their intensity and desire to succeed always makes them strong competitors. This year they finished in second place in doubles play and continued their run at NASA with a very reputable showing. These individuals show great potential as they move forward into the senior division next year, and St. Mary's is very excited to see what they bring to the court. From St. Mary's, Damon Dubas and Frankie Lepore. The badminton nominee from Superior Heights this year is Tristan Saketa. Tristan has played badminton throughout all of high school. He is a leader both on and off the court. He leads by example and always encourages his teammates. Demonstrating responsibility is also an evident trait, as he made sure equipment was set up and put away every practice. Tristan always expresses a positive outlook on any game and is always looking for ways to improve. Tristan always puts forth his best effort into anything that he does. From Superior Heights, Tristan Saketa. This year's badminton nominee for White Pines is Ethan Bowman. In only his second year of playing badminton and his first year playing mixed doubles, Ethan earned a second place finish at our local city championship meet. This placing bought Ethan a ticket to NASA, where he finished with a 1-2 record. Some of Ethan's strengths are his reliability at team practices and his extreme willingness to continually learn the finer aspects of the game of badminton. With 3 more years of eligibility ahead of him, Ethan is sure to grow into a true contender. From White Pines, Ethan Bowman. Ladies and gentlemen, your badminton nominees. The next sport we'll be recognizing is basketball, and to present the medals, I'd like to call on Rotarian Donna Caricato, please. This is the nicer looking Caricato and the smarter one.
One for you.
Our first nominee from St. Mary's in basketball is Brennan Mitchell. The team's leading scorer and captain, St. Mary's College is proud to present Brennan Mitchell as our basketball Rotary Sports nominee. Brennan is a well-rounded athlete that brought leadership and athletic prowess on and off the court. His energy and effort was crucial as the Knights were crowned league champs. At NASA, down 22 points at half, it was Brennan who spirited an incredible comeback as the Knights captured the AAA title and advanced to OFSA in Hamilton. He has excellent basketball skill and knowledge, but at the same time, he's a humble individual who is respected by his teammates. We wish Brennan the very best as he is planning to attend Laurentian University, where he will be studying concurrent education. From St. Mary's College, Brennan Mitchell. This year's basketball nominee from Superior Heights is Connor Malmoff. Connor Malmoff is a multi-sport athlete at Superior Heights and was a major contributor to the Steelhawks senior basketball team. He was an offensive force while always playing tenacious defense. Connor led his team in a quiet way on and off the court. His dedication to all of the sports he plays is admired by coaches and teammates alike. Connor will be returning to Superior Heights in the fall and will again play a big part in creating an environment for our basketball team to experience success. From Superior Heights, Connor Malmoff. Our next representative from the sport of basketball is from White Pines, Bishop Whitmell. In his 4th year of Wolverine basketball, Bishop did everything in his power to ensure success. A dedicated and hard-working player, Bishop combined a tenacious defense with a determined and refined scoring touch. In playing big minutes, game in and game out, and scoring from in close as well as from afar, Bishop played a well-rounded game. He led all Wolverine rebounders, was amongst the top scorers, and guided the Wolverines to another NASA final. At the conclusion of the league, Bishop was voted the league's most valuable player. Congratulations, Bishop. Bishop hopes to play basketball at the college or university level in his near future. From White Pines, Bishop Whitmell. This year's basketball nominee from Cora Collegiate is Matt Komet. He won a city championship in his grade 9 year and was a NASA finalist. Matt has been one of the few to make the jump to the senior loop in his grade 10 year. He led his team to a perfect record locally in his grade 11 year and added another city championship and NASA berth this season to his resume. In all, Matt finished his high school career with 3 city championships and 2 NASA finals. He's been named Tournament MVP of the Eric Neistat event, First team All-Star in numerous tournaments, has received nomination for the Local Referees Award, and was last year's recipient of the Guy Vitry Memorial Award, which gets handed out annually to a player who exemplifies a high degree of sportsmanship, talent, combined with academics. Matt currently holds an above 80% average and has been accepted into the physical and health education program at Nipissing, where he was also recruited to continue his basketball career on a MEX athletic scholarship. From Cora Collegiate, Matt Kmet. Ladies and gentlemen, your basketball nominees. Thank you, Donna. Our next sport is cross country, and I'd like to call on Rotarian Melinda Mills to assist in the presentations. Melinda, please. Our first nominee for cross country is from Superior Heights. Please welcome Mark Keenan. Superior Heights would like to nominate Mark Keenan for the Rotary Cross Country Award. Mark trains exceptionally hard, setting an example for his peers. He races with grit and determination and always has a smile on his face, even in the ridiculous snow and mud that we were plagued with this season. As a grade 11 student, Mark placed first at the city championship and 11th against a tough field at NASA championship, claiming an individual spot for the OFSA championship. The coaches are looking forward to another season with Mark next year. Congratulations, Mark Keenan, Superior Heights. Our cross-country nominee from White Pines is Bahari Gachet Barber. White Pines is honored to introduce Bahari Gachet Barber, or as I've been told he's called, Bahari the Ferrari, as their award nominee for cross-country running. Not only was Bahari relatively new to the country of Canada, he was also very new to the sport of cross-country. That plus a significant language barrier did not stop Bahari from being a very coachable and ultimately very successful runner. From the outset of the season, it was obvious that he had talent, and his coaches worked with him to try to harness that talent. His dedication and passion for sport, plus his natural talent, made him an effective leader. The rest of his team just needed to watch him run and try to keep up. Bahari the Ferrari finished second in the city meet in the senior division and went on to place 14th at Nassau. This season was a very rewarding experience for Bahari, his teammates, and his coaches. He truly exemplified the essence of sport and how it transcends cultural, linguistic, and geographical boundaries. His coach will never forget the first time Bahari saw snow and then went running in it. White Pines nominee for cross country, Bahari Gachet Barber. The cross country nominee from Cora is Ben Supera. Cora's nominee is Ben Supera. As a junior, Ben was an outstanding leader on the team. He worked hard every practice and took others under his wing. He encouraged his teammates and pushed them to succeed. Ben had a great year, finishing second at the city meet, 6th at Nassau, leading his team to an OFSA berth where he finished in the top half. Cora is proud to nominate Ben for this award and can't wait to see how he develops as a runner. From Cora, Ben Supera. The cross-country nominee from St. Mary's is Mason Chitteroni. A true knight in his undefeatable spirit and dedication to training in this year's cross-country nominee. Mason Chitteroni placed first out of Sault Ste. Marie at the city championship, crossing the finish line with over half a minute ahead of the next closest competitor. At Nassau, he again demonstrated his endurance, determination, and true grit, finishing second in the midget boys 5-kilometer division and earning himself an OFSA berth. He runs for the joy of running and inspires others to train harder through his example. St. Mary's College is proud to nominate Mason Chitteroni as its cross-country award winner. And those, ladies and gentlemen, are your cross-country nominees. Our next nominees are representing the sport of curling. I'd like to call on Rotarian Archie Laidlaw to please assist in that. The curling nominee this year from White Pines is Bryson Patingala. Bryson played a very important role with his team from his role as team skip. He is a tremendously dedicated athlete who never misses a practice and gives everything he has in every game. He is very positive and is effective at bringing his positive energy to the team. Bryson is a great teammate. He is accountable for his actions and play. He understands that the team is greater than the individual. He accepts his role on the team and looks to make his teammates better. After a slow start, the team qualified for the city championship by winning a tiebreaker for the last qualifying spot. They then went on a run that saw them challenge for the city championship, just coming up short in the final. This was good enough to qualify the team for NASA. At NASA, the team had a winning record of 3-2, but lost out on tiebreaker rules. Overall, a very successful year. From White Pines, Bryson Patingala. The curling nominee from Cora Collegiate is Ryan Talvidi. Ryan's commitment to the curling program is admired. Ryan improved on last season's performance by leading his team to a second-place finish at the city championships this year. For his efforts, he skipped his team to wins in several close games. Ryan's enthusiasm and competitive spirit made for an exciting and successful season. Ryan will be returning next year to build on the success that his team had this season. From Cora Collegiate, Ryan Talvidi. The curling nominee this year from Superior Heights is Josh Hales. Unfortunately, Josh is unable to be with us this evening. Josh has curled since grade 9, both as a skip and vice skip. This year, he co-skipped his team to both league and city championships, advancing to NASA. At NASA, Josh skipped his team to victory in the final, advancing to OFSA. Moving to vice skip at OFSA, Josh helped his team to a second-place finish in his pool and 6th overall, advancing to playoffs. Josh will complete his high school this season in 3 years and attend Sioux College in the fall on a curling scholarship, pursuing his interest in filmmaking. From Superior Heights, Josh Hales. The curling nominee from St. Mary's College this year is Devin Conway. Devin is the SMC Curling Team Player of the Year. He keeps the team positive in difficult times, and then he is the team's biggest cheerleader when times are good. For Devin, everything is about team. Together, everyone achieves more. A coach's dream is to hope for a player to continue to learn, improve, and be the best player that he or she can be. Devin displays every one of those characteristics. Devin, good luck in the future as you move on to your next stage in life, and remember to always carry with you your team qualities. The curling representative from St. Mary's College, Devin Conway. And ladies and gentlemen, your curling nominees. Our next nominees are from the sport of football, and to assist, I'd like to call on Rotarian Don Harvey, please. The football nominee this year from Cora Collegiate is Jacob Jurich. Team captain Jacob Jurich is one of the top linebackers in the country. He helped lead the Cora Colts to an undefeated OFSA championship season in 2018. On offense, Jacob is featured at the guard and fullback positions, and he is also the team's long snapper. Jacob's excellent play was recognized when he was selected as co-winner of the Steeler Award for the top defensive player in the league. Jacob's talent is also being recognized on a national scale. He is currently being recruited by several Canadian universities across Canada and was invited to participate in the ABC Border Bowl this summer, which features top football players from across the country. Jacob will be returning to Cora next year with hopes of leading the Cora Colts to another championship season. Cora Collegiate's nominee for football, Jacob Jurich. This year's football nominee from St. Mary's College is Nick Pagnotta. Nick burst onto the senior high school scene in his rookie year and led the league in both rushing and touchdowns. Pagnotta was a threat to score every time he touched the ball, either in the run game or the passing game, and was named the league's best offensive player this season by the league's coaches. Nick is a hard-working player that shows up and works hard every day and has a bright future in football, as he currently is being heavily recruited by several CIS coaches. From St. Mary's, Nick Pagnotta. The football nominee from Superior Heights is Brennan Fisher. Brennan is a perennial standout in the local and OFC football leagues. His physical presence alone demands the attention of both his teammates and opponents. However, it is attention to detail, his coachability, as well as his willingness to work and learn that earns him the respect of his coaches as well as teachers. He is a cerebral football player who leads by example from his position of both the offensive and defensive line. Brennan will be returning to Superior Heights in the fall, much to the delight of his teammates and coaching staff. From Superior Heights, Brennan Fisher. And those are this year's football nominees. Thank you, Don. The next sport we will be recognizing is hockey. To assist, I'd like to call on Rotarian Murdoch Carter. Murdoch, please. Our first nominee is from Superior Heights, Ethan Johnson. Ethan is a tremendous student athlete who is well respected by his peers, teammates, and all of his teachers. He was captain of our hockey team and a proven leader in the regular season and playoffs. Ethan scored several timely goals throughout the season and playoffs and was the winner of the league's Most Gentlemanly Player Award. In the international tournament in Nashville, Ethan sent a tremendous pass to his line mate, which led to the game tournament-winning goal. Ethan maintained a solid overall academic average and has ambitions of becoming a firefighter. He is attending Lambton College in the fall to pursue his dream. From Superior Heights, Ethan Johnson. This year's hockey nominee from Cora Collegiate is Mateo Perry. The Cora hockey team is honored to nominate defenseman Mateo Perry as this year's Rotary Sports Award nominee. Mateo led a very strong defense core for the Colts and had a remarkable rookie season. His work ethic, discipline, and compete level, not only in games but also in practice, is what separates him from others. In his rookie year, he was named to the leadership group as an assistant captain. For his solid, dependable play, he was awarded the league's top defenseman, an impressive feat for a grade 11 student in a very competitive high school hockey league. Mateo quarterbacked the power play, was on the first unit penalty kill, and faced the opponent's top lines on a nightly basis. Quite simply, he can do it all. Mateo will be back at Cora next year for grade 12 and looking to pursue hockey at the next level. From Cora, Mateo Perry. This year's hockey nominee from St. Mary's is Dale Armstrong. Dale Armstrong led the league in scoring during his first year of high school hockey. He is a highly skilled player who plays with both his head and heart. Dale is a natural goal scorer and is dangerous in all situations, including the penalty kill and calculus. He played a very important role both on and off the ice as one of our alternate captains this past year. Along with his co-captains, Dale led St. Mary's to its 5th consecutive league and city championship. St. Mary's is proud to nominate Dale Armstrong. This year's hockey nominee from Cass is Caden King. Caden was named captain of the Huskies late in the season as he demonstrated his strong leadership skills throughout the year through the team's trials and tribulations, battling with the Sioux's strong hockey programs. Caden started the season on the team's first line and led the team offensively all year until the Huskies' blue line began to become depleted from long-term injuries. As a forward, Caden was a threat to create offensive opportunities for himself and his line mates every time he was on the ice. He was asked to move back to the point for the second half of the season and performed admirably as the team's best defenseman and one of the best in the league. Caden finished second in league in points despite playing half the season at defense. Caden will be going to Cambrian College next year for their electrical engineering program. From Cass, Caden King. And those are this year's hockey nominees. Thank you. Well, you're staying up here, right? It's double duty. Our next sport is soccer. The soccer representative from Cora this year is Luke May. Throughout his 4 years in the soccer program, Luke has improved steadily, becoming one of the Colts' top players. Luke is a 5-sport athlete, and his commitment and work ethic is what makes him the person he is today. Luke has always showed respect to the officials, opposition, coaches, and his teammates. As a soccer player, Luke had to work very hard to get where he is today. He is very skilled on the ball and sees the field with great soccer sense. He is always positive on the field and is a true leader, and for this was chosen as a captain. Lastly, Luke as a young man is what sets him apart from others. As busy as he is with academics, a member of the Northern Soccer Academy, high school athletics, part-time job, and volunteering with several associations, he rarely misses any training sessions. He has exceptional time management skills that allows him to prioritize. Luke is always the first to offer help with equipment or set up and take down. He is extremely polite and does not take anything for granted. The Cora representative for soccer, Luke May. This year's soccer representative from St. Mary's is Aidan Sicoli. Aidan is a leader on and off the field, leading his team to many championships and accomplishments, such as league and NASA championships throughout all of his 4 years as the St. Mary's Knights goalkeeper. He was named captain of his team this year, carrying his team to victory in the 2019 Nipissing Invitational Tournament with a shootout victory in the finals. Aidan allowed 4 goals against the season in a span of 12 games. He is currently maintaining a 93% average in his 7 grade 12 academic and AP courses this year. Following high school, Aidan will be attending Western University in the fall of 2019. From St. Mary's, Aidan Sicoli. The soccer nominee for Superior Heights is Gabe Spina. Gabe has been the heart of our soccer team's defense for the past 3 seasons, leading by example and playing with heart. This player may not always be the most verbal, but his leadership is clearly visible with his play. He is a physical, smart, and patient player. He is also a great kid off the field. Although he may not have been playing his preferred position, he flourished in it regardless. He's been a great role model for the younger players, and whatever he pursues in his future, his coaches are certain it will be positive. From Superior Heights, Gabe Spina. The soccer nominee from White Pines is Yassine Ahmad Mohammed. Unfortunately, Yassine is not with us here this evening. The White Pines soccer nominee, throughout the soccer season, he displayed incredible dedication to the sport and to his team. While overcoming cultural and language barriers, Yassine attended every single soccer practice and game and was consistently one of his team's hardest working players. As the season progressed, he adapted well to North American style of soccer and adjusted his game accordingly. His character, his resilience, and his passion for the game of soccer were truly remarkable and proved to be sources of inspiration for those who were fortunate enough to coach and play with him. From White Pines, Yassine Ahmad Mohammed. And those are your soccer nominees. Congratulations. Our next nominees are for the sport of track and field. I'd like to call on Rotarian Joe Snezik to help with the presentations. Please, Joe. Our first nominee in track and field is from St. Mary's. Please welcome Josh Morello. As a sprinter in his first year as a senior, Joshua has continued to lay down strong contending times and personal bests. He advanced out of Sault Ste. Marie track and field with a first in the 100-meter dash and second in the 200-meter dash, as well as anchoring his relay team and placing second in the 4x100-meter relay. His achievements continued at NASA when he earned a third-place spot in the senior men's 100-meter finals, narrowly missing an off the berth by milliseconds, and a fourth-place finish in the 200-meter finals. In addition to this, he anchored his team to a very respectable fifth-place finish at NASA in the 4x100-meter relay. He has a work ethic to emulate and serves as a leader to his teammates in his dedication to practice and his drive to perfect his craft. We are proud to put forward his name as our track and field nominee for 2019 from St. Mary's, Josh Morello. Superior Heights nominee for track and field is Liam Morrison. An exemplary student athlete, Liam trained hard every day and didn't hesitate to help new hurdlers with their form and lead practice when the coach was not there. Liam is a team leader that can always be counted on to do his absolute best and accept challenges, including taking on triple jump when he hadn't done it since 8th grade. At the City Track and Field Championships, Liam placed first in sprint hurdles, in distance hurdles, and placed second in triple jump. At NASA, Liam placed 7th in triple jump, second by 4/100ths of a second in the sprint hurdles, and placed first, setting a NASA record in the distance hurdles. We have thoroughly enjoyed having Liam as part of our track team. He will be missed. From Superior Heights, Liam Morrison. The nominee for track and field at White Pines this year is Brett Pierce. White Pines is honored to introduce Brett Pierce as the Rotary nominee for track and field. Even though Brett is only in grade 10, his dedication and leadership qualities have made him a team captain. His results on the track directly reflect the effort that this athlete puts forth on a daily basis. Brett was first in his individual points for junior boys at this year's city meet with a pair of first place finishes in the 300-meter hurdles and 800 meters. He also placed second in the 400 meters. At NASA, he placed second in the 800 meter, third in the hurdles, and fourth in the 400 meters. Brett is a multi-sport athlete who maintains honor roll status in his academics. His attendance at practice, paired with his positive attitude and phenomenal results, have made him one of the cornerstones of not only our track program, but of White Pines athletics. White Pines nominee for track and field, Brett Pierce. This year's track and field nominee from Cora is Caleb Wood. Caleb is an exceptional multi-sport athlete, balancing track and field with a very competitive hockey schedule. This year, he took on a positive leadership role with our young team by running warm-ups and mentoring students in the fundamentals of sprinting. Caleb's hard work paid off in exceptional performances at the City Track Championships by sprinting to a third-place finish in the 100-meter and 200 meters, as well as being a part of the first-place 4x100-meter relay team and second-place 4x400-meter relay team. Caleb was an essential part of our team and will be missed next year as he continues to develop as a student and an athlete in post-secondary role. From Cora, track and field nominee Caleb Wood. And those are your track and field nominees. Congratulations, guys. The next sport we will be recognizing is the sport of wrestling. I'd like to call on Rotarian Rod Stone to please assist in that. Our first wrestling nominee is from Central Algoma Secondary School. Please welcome Cole Stevens. Cole is a great leader for the Cass wrestling team, leading by example and always encourages others. He continued to show his dedication to his craft this year as he made sure he would be at practices at the school and find rides to the Sault to train with the Algoma Wrestling Club and get exposure with as many training partners as he can so that he could push himself to be the best he could be. Despite living on beautiful downtown St. Joseph Island, he had the best attendance of the Algoma Wrestling Club. Cole was the city and NASA champion in his weight class this year and competed well at the OFSA and provincial club championships, winning matches over his competition that he had previously lost to. Cole will be returning to Cass for his grade 12 year next year. From Cass, Cole Stevens. This year's wrestling nominee from Superior Heights is Gavin Smith. In his second year as a steel wrestler, Gavin Smith had a breakout season and matured into a key member of the boys' team. Gavin showed up to practice and worked hard every day. His hard work and consistency paid off in the postseason as Gavin had his best ever performances, placing first at cities and first in the NASA championships. Beyond the results, Gavin's intensity and work ethic have helped to create a competitive atmosphere at practice. The Steelhawks coaching staff look forward to having Gavin back on the mats for his grade 11 year as a Steelhawk wrestler. From Superior Heights, Gavin Smith. This year's wrestling nominee from Cora is Cole Kennedy. Cole Cole Kennedy is the definition of being the hardest worker in the room. He has improved tremendously since joining the Cora Wrestling program, and you will be hard-pressed to find someone with his work ethic. Whether he is injured or sick, he still found a way to make it to practice. Cole took lessons from his rookie year in 2018 and turned it into a successful season in 2019. Cole came third at NASA and was one match away from qualifying for OFSA. Cora's representative for wrestling, Cole Kennedy. This year's wrestling nominee from St. Mary's is Robbie Guzzo. St. Mary's College third-year wrestler in grade 11. He was this year's City and NASA gold medalist. Not just a wrestler, he was a multi-sport athlete who competed in hockey, football, track, and badminton. And throughout all of this training and practices, he was still able to maintain his academics as an honor roll student. He was very well respected from his coaches, teammates, and recognized as one of the toughest upcoming heavyweights in Ontario, who fell just short of the podium at this year's OFSA. This year's nominee from St. Mary's, Robbie Guzzo. Ladies and gentlemen, your wrestling nominees. Our next presentation is the Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy, and I'd like to call on Rob Caricato to assist in those presentations. This trophy is in memory of Walter Lowe, awarded annually to the top high school athlete as selected by the athletic heads of various secondary schools. And we draw your attention to the past winners and have any present stand to be recognized. Are there any past Walter Lowe recipients? No? Okay. The nominees this year from St. Mary's, Jacob Mbako. Jacob has played a very significant role in athletics at St. Mary's College throughout his high school career. He has participated consistently in several sporting events, including cross country, hockey, and soccer. This year in hockey, he was a valuable member of the Knights, helping them capture their 5th straight league and city titles. He then took his skills to the soccer field, where Jacob played a steady midfield role as the Knights captured the league and AAA NASA championships. He has been a very committed student athlete throughout his 4 years of high school and will be greatly missed at SMC. Jacob will continue his post-secondary studies at Sault College, pursuing a fitness and health promotion diploma, then moving on to Lake State to complete his kinesiology degree. From St. Mary's, Jacob Mbako. This year's Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy nominee from Superior Heights is Ethan Johnson. Ethan represents a model of what a student athlete should aspire to be. In everything he does, be it in the classroom or in the sport, he brings a strong work ethic and an enthusiasm that is hard to match. He has been a valuable member of the Superior Heights community and a role model for our younger student athletes at Superior Heights. Ethan demonstrates excellent leadership on school teams and in the classroom, unwavering respect for teachers, coaches, and fellow students, and a strong sense of responsibility and loyalty toward his school community. Ethan excels in both academics and athletics, but most importantly, he has learned the importance of how these experiences have helped him develop as a caring member of our community. Ethan was a 4-sport athlete this year, captain of the football and hockey teams, a member of the boys soccer team, and a javelin thrower on our track and field team. He was the winner of the Hockey League's Most Gentlemanly Player Award. Ethan is the Superior Heights Rotary nominee for the Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy. The Walter Lowe nominee from White Pines this year is Nathaniel Collins. Don't believe Nathaniel's here. As a grade 11 student at White Pines, he made the absolute most of his athletic opportunities. His athletic season started on a constant source of positive attitude on the football field. He always attended practice, even when signs pointed to the season coming to an early end. He was extremely coachable, focused, and hardworking. In conjunction with football, Nathaniel ran cross country for the green and white, where he came away with a top 15 finish. As the fall rolled into winter, Nathaniel competed in singles badminton, where he placed a respectable 4th in the city meet. In high school soccer, he served as his team's captain, where he anchored the Wolverines' defensive game. He combined grit, a physical presence, and a strong kick to help keep the opposition at bay. Nathaniel concluded his 2018-19 high school athletic year by competing in senior discus, senior javelin, and representing Sault Ste. Marie Nassau in the senior triple jump. The Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy nominee from White Pines, Nathaniel Collins. The Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy nominee from Cora is Jordan Robinson Wright. Cora Collegiate is very proud to nominate Jordan as this year's Walter Lowe nominee. He was a four-sport athlete playing a vital role in football, basketball, hockey, and soccer. In football, Jordan was an integral part of the Colts' success this season. At the quarterback position, he had a powerful Colts offense to an undefeated 10-0 record, winning the National Capital Bowl in Ottawa and an OFSA championship. This was the first OFSA football championship in school history. He was named a team captain and voted a league all-star in the high school football league this year. As a member of the basketball team, Jordan also played an integral part in an impressive stretch for the Colts, ultimately capturing the back-to-back city championship. His solid defensive play and clutch shot making in both the semifinal and final were major factors in the team's success. As a member of the hockey team, Jordan was the ultimate teammate, doing whatever the coaches asked of him and accepting any role that would benefit the team. In soccer, he played in critical minutes and helped pace the Colts to their first ever senior soccer city championship in school history. Jordan has been at the forefront of the Cora athletic program over the past few years and certainly deserving of this nomination. We are excited to see what the future brings as Jordan will return to the Cora athletic program next year. The Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy nominee from Cora, Jordan Robinson Wright. And ladies and gentlemen, those are your Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy nominees. Our next recognition is for the B'nai B'rith Award. It's awarded annually to the graduating secondary school student who best combines athletic ability with academic achievement. This award is accompanied by a check to be used for assistance with tuition or books. We thank the Beth Jacob Synagogue for their financial support. This year's winner was selected by a committee consisting of Lucia Reese, Director of Education for the Algoma District School Board, Rose Burton-Spahn, Director of Education for the Huron-Superior Catholic District School Board, and Joe Maurice, Superintendent of Education for the Algoma District School Board. Their decision is based on an interview of the candidates and on the information provided by the secondary school principals and athletic heads. At this time, I'd like to call on Joe Chilelli, Superintendent of Education for the Huron-Superior Catholic District School Board, to introduce each nominee. Joe will be assisted by Rotarian Don Harvey. Mike?
It's my pleasure to introduce the 2019 B'nai B'rith nominees. Joseph Catches is the B'nai B'rith Scholarship nominee for White Pines Collegiate. Joseph is a multi-sport athlete representing White Pines in basketball, soccer, and track and field. Joseph sets an excellent example with his character and academics and gives it his all every time he competes. Next year, Joseph will continue to explore his options in the areas of theater or music. Luke May is the B'nai B'rith Scholarship nominee from Cora Collegiate. Luke is a multi-sport athlete representing Cora in basketball, badminton, track and field, soccer, and cross country, and has participated in NASA competition. Academically, Luke has maintained a strong average in his IB courses. Next year, Luke will be enrolled at the University of Guelph, focusing on mathematics in a Bachelor of Science program. Liam Morrissuit is the B'nai B'rith Scholarship nominee from Superior Heights Collegiate. Liam is a talented multi-sport athlete representing Superior Heights in track and field, football, basketball, and soccer, and has participated in NASA and OFSA competition. Academically, Liam is maintaining an average of over 96% in his grade 12 courses. Next year, Liam will be enrolled at Queen's University in the kinesiology program. Dale Armstrong is the B'nai B'rith Scholarship nominee from St. Mary's College. Dale is a multi-sport athlete participating in hockey and badminton. Academically, Dale has maintained an average of over 97% in his grade 12 courses. Next year, Dale will be enrolled at the University of Guelph in the biomedical engineering program. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2019 B'nai B'rith Scholarship nominees.
Thank you, Joe, and good luck to the nominees. It's my pleasure at this time to announce the individual winners in the various categories that have been introduced to you tonight. And to assist in the presentations, I'd like to call on Rotarian Melinda Mills. Melinda, if you would please. This year's winner for badminton, from Cora, Ryan Talvidi. The basketball winner this year from White Pines, Bishop, Whitmill, Matt Comet, tied. White Pines and Cora, double winners. The winner in cross-country running from Superior Heights, Mark Keenan. The top athlete in the sport of curling this year from Superior Heights, Josh Hales. Josh is unable to be with us here this evening. We congratulate him. This year's winner in football from Cora, Jacob Jurich. The award for hockey this year goes to Dale Armstrong, St. Mary's. We have co-winners for soccer this year. From Cora, Luke May. From St. Mary's, Aidan Sicoli. This year's Rotary Award for Track and Field will be presented to Liam Morrisut, Superior Heights. And the Rotary Award in the sport of wrestling this year goes to Rob Guzzo from St. Mary's. Can't leave yet. At this time, we have the presentation of the Walter Lowe Memorial Trophy, which goes to the top high school athlete. And this year's winner from Cora, Jordan Robinson Wright.
First off, I'd like to say congratulations to the other guys that were nominated with me. It's a great honor to be nominated with you guys. You're great athletes, well, all three of you. But honestly, this is such a great honor to win. This is such a prestigious award to have here. I'd like to thank the Rotary for hosting this amazing night. I'd like to thank the Marconi for having us and feeding us here. I'd like to thank everyone who voted me to win this award. It really means a lot. I've wanted this award since probably about grade 9 when I first heard about it. It's a dream come true to get this. For sure, the coaches at Cora, I'd like to thank a lot. From football, I'd like to thank Coach Annett, Coach Bernabucci, Coach Antonello, Coach Primo, and Coach Knott. From the hockey team, I'd like to thank Coach Arbor for believing that I would be the best possible teammate even after hanging up the skates for 3 years. Coach Bernabucci again, and Coach Caruso. For basketball, I'd like to thank Coach Richards and Coach Giovannotti. And last but not least, I'd like to thank the soccer coaches, Coach Samaдаlia for putting me on the team, even though I haven't played soccer since I was probably about 8. I don't know what he saw in me, but he saw something. I'd like to thank all my friends and teammates for pushing me every game and practice to be the best possible person and athlete I could be. They really helped shape me to who I am today. Now to my family. Since a little kid, my grandmother has been there for every single game or practice or every event, and it's honestly meant the world. I could always expect to see her at anything that I was playing in, practicing in, out of town for, everywhere. She was all over the place, and it meant the world to me. And right by her side was my grandfather. He was always there. It meant the world. The rest of my family, obviously, but most importantly, to my mom and dad. I love you both more than words could ever describe. You guys shaped me to who I am today. You mean the world to me, and I would go to the end of the world for you, and I know you'd do the same for me. It means so much to me that you guys have supported my athletic dreams from the very start, no matter how far-fetched they were, no matter what my dreams were. It means so much that you guys were always there with me every step of the way, and I can't thank you enough for this. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Jordan. Our next award is the B'nai B'rith Award, and it goes to the student best combining academics and athletics. And the winner of the B'nai B'rith Award this year from Superior Heights, Leah Morrison. Congratulations, Leah. Thank you. Well done.
So I'd like to start off by congratulating all the other nominees and athletes here today. You guys should all be very proud of yourselves. Truly great accomplishment to be here. You should all be very proud. Next, I'd like to thank, I'm incredibly honored to be up here receiving the B'nai B'rith Award tonight. It really means a lot to me to be recognized as a student athlete within this community. It makes me feel very proud for all the hard work I've put in throughout high school, on the field, in the gym, late nights studying and doing homework. All my hard work has clearly paid off, for not only earning me this award, but for also developing my character and developing me into the person I am today. I'd like to thank the Marconi and the Rotary Club for setting up this great event tonight. You done a really good job on that one. I'd like to thank all my coaches throughout the years. Really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you. You guys really guided me, helped me through all my career. I also like to appreciate all my teammates for being there with me, driving me to compete every day. Couldn't have done that without them. And lastly, I'd like to give a special shout out to my family, especially my mom. Couldn't have done this without you. Your continuous support and dedication to me has given me the opportunity to be here today. You've sacrificed a lot to get me here, and you're inspiration for me every day. Once again, I'd like to say thank you for this award. Hope everyone has a good night.
Congratulations, Liam. Our next award is the Ross Winslade Award. I'd like to call on Rotarian Archie Laidlaw to assist in that presentation. Please, Archie. The Ross Winslade Award goes annually to the secondary school accumulating the most points within the city for all boys and girls sports, sanctioned by the local athletic associations. The Winslade Award was established by the public secondary school principals and vice principals in memory of the late Mr. Ross Winslade, a former principal and an avid supporter of high school athletics in Sault Ste. Marie. The winning secondary school has had a banner year in achievements once again. This year the award goes to Cora. I'd like to call upon Kim Policicio and Greg Arbor, female and male athletic directors at Cora, as well as Taylor Elliott from the girls athletic program and Jordan Robinson Wright from the boys athletic program at Cora to accept the award. Thanks, sir. Can I go now? Yeah, you can go. Our next recognition is the inductions into the Russ Ramsey High School Sports Hall of Fame. Before we introduce this year's inductees, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge those members of the Hall of Fame that have recently passed. Bill Ferguson, inducted in 1998, passed away in November of 2018. John Kovich, inducted in 2001, passed away in March of 2019. And also recently passed was Jack Anderson, inducted in 2002. He passed away in May of this year. Sault Ste. Marie High School sports continues to benefit from the countless hours that these individuals dedicated to high school programs, and their memory will live forever in the Hall of Fame. At this time, I'd like to introduce Frank Medaglia and Joey Turco, who will come up and introduce this year's inductees.
Good evening, everyone. It is my distinct honor to introduce a coach affectionately known as Bomber. The athletes that we've had over the last 25 years, and I can attest the last 20 years, he's a coach that is dedicated. He gives his time day in and day out. He always has a positive look on his face and a positive outlook. He's a wonderful person. And I know that, and I can attest that, because you always hear about, some of the, the bad coaches and the things go on, but you never hear anything wrong about this gentleman. He is an outstanding individual. His positive demeanor with all his athletes and all the players that have been involved with Mr. Steve Baum is something which we are so thankful to have, for 25 years plus and still going. We're thankful to have Steve as one of our coaches. It is my distinct honor to introduce to you Steve Baum.
Thank you. I am deeply honored to be inducted into the Russ Ramsey Hall of Fame. I would not be here today if it was not for my wife, Linda. As most of you coaches know, Coaching is not limited to the 2 hours a day on the gym floor. We carry our joys, worries, frustrations, failures, and successes with us for the entire season. Having a wife that understands this and still encourages me is a blessing. Here's an example of one of her sacrifices. Today is her birthday, and she is here with me instead of going out for supper someplace nice. But it's not all give on her part. I think she secretly enjoys the 2 hours of peace and quiet at home when I'm out at the gym. I graduated from Teachers College in 1985, and I was given a bit of advice at that time. Get yourself known in the schools. This will help you get hired. And to do this, volunteer at your local school. So I walked into St. Bernadette School, and I was given the job of coaching flag football, and that's where my high school, or my school coaching started. I also coached at St. Bernadette's basketball and volleyball, a school that is now closed. I coached volleyball at St. Pat's. It is now closed. I coached volleyball at St. Mary's College when it was on Wellington Street. Closed. I coached volleyball at St. Basil Secondary. Closed. I'm currently coaching volleyball at St. Mary's College, and I do fear for its future. When I started coaching, I was very focused on winning and game results. This was a source of great frustration for myself and the people around me. But then I remembered another little piece of advice that I received along the way. Build a rapport with your players, foster a positive environment, and no matter what the season is, it will be a success. Once again, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Steve. That was a great speech, and kudos to you. What a wonderful night. I think I've been coming to this event now for 19 years, and the gentlemen keep dressing better and better every year. How about Matt Comment's high pants and those beauty socks? Bishop Whitmill rocking the Jordan 1s, matching red and black tie. And then how about Mr. Robinson with the championship ring the size of the one that one of the teams in the finals is going to win this year in the NBA Finals. But we don't want any KOD, so we won't go any further there. Again, Steve, congratulations. Let's give him another round of applause. Good evening. My name is Joey Turco, and I'm thrilled that I was asked to introduce Mr. Sean McDonald as the newest inductee into the prestigious Russ Ramsey High School Sports Hall of Fame. I've known Sean since 1987, and I can vividly remember when we first met. Picture it. We're on the hallowed hardwood of our local YMCA in a serious pickup game of basketball after our weekly YBC session. Suddenly, I'm running the right wing on a 3-on-1 when out of nowhere, Sean throws a powerful, no-look, Magic Johnson-style bullet pass right off my face. I went down like a ton of bricks with Spalding written across my forehead. I think Sean felt badly for me. He knew I wasn't ready for his passing brilliance. He picked me up off the floor, dusted me off, and from that moment on, he began drafting me as part of his YBC basketball team for the next couple of years. This is where and when I first started to really learn about this beautiful game of basketball and what it means to be a great coach. Fast forward to 1990, where I was pleasantly surprised when Sean started to attend high school basketball games that featured many of the players who had honed their skills under his tutelage at YBC. After watching high school basketball for a couple of years, Sean knew that he could contribute to the development of these young men in our community by lending us his skills, his knowledge, and his mentorship at the high school level. And we were the lucky recipients for 25 years, from 1992 until 2017 inclusive. Lucky for us, I say, but maybe not so lucky for his beautiful wife, Karen, who at the time of his first year of coaching at Sir James Dunn was at home with their two special boys, Jamie and Danny McDonald. Jamie flying in from Ottawa to be here on this special day. Yes, Jamie and Danny were 3 years and 1 year old, respectively, at the time when Sean started his high school coaching career. I know that Sean is incredibly grateful for all that Karen's support over the years, but seriously, Sean, have you ever turned and apologized to Karen for skipping the bedtime and dinner routines for about a decade? In all seriousness, I know that Karen wouldn't have had it any other way. In fact, we could be inducting Karen tonight for the hundreds of games she has flawlessly recorded over the years for Sean and his co-coaches to scrutinize. First on VHS, then on DVD, and then on a USB that would be passed around the coaching staff members to review. The game of basketball has been a love affair for the McDonald family, and this passion for the game has rubbed off on hundreds of basketball players during Sean's illustrious 25-year career. I know that when the Hall of Fame committee was considering Sean as an inductee, they were impressed that his coaching career started well before his boys started playing high school basketball and continued well after they had graduated. I was lucky to coach with Sean while Jamie and Danny were members of our teams at SJD. What impressed me about Sean was how he maintained his approach as a coach and didn't blur the lines of being a dad who just wanted to see his boys succeed. In close to, I counted approximately 150 games played between the two boys. I can only remember Sean ever advocating for his sons on 2 occasions. For Jamie, we were getting blown out, a game where he hadn't even played, and there was only a couple of minutes left when one of our star players turned the ball over at half and then proceeded to walk back on defense. Totally disgusted with the effort, Sean turned to me and said, "Put Jamie in, he'll play hard." And he was right. The second time was a game during the annual CAS basketball tournament, and this time we were blowing a team out, so I decided to take out our sharpshooter, Mr. Danny McDonald, because we didn't want to embarrass the other team. As Danny walked by me, he had a real disappointed look on his face. I turned to Sean and said, "What's the matter with him?" He sheepishly said he's upset that his streak of 108 straight games with a three-pointer is coming to an end. A minute later, he turned to me and said, "Do you think you could put him back in?" This time he wasn't right, as Danny went 0 for 3 in the next 2 minutes, only to see his streak come to end and then start the streak the very next game. The point is, in close to 150 games, he never made it about his sons. And again, the committee was impressed with his commitment to high school basketball beyond the playing days of both those boys. What impresses me about Sean is how he totally dedicates himself to the game, to his respective high school, to the team, and most importantly, to each and every player on the team. Myself, as the head coach for 8 of those seasons working together, after a win or a loss, I would always give a quick and sometimes not so quick post-game talk, recapping what we did well, where we needed to improve. When I wrapped up those comments, like the crazy basketball coach that I am, I would retreat to my office, replaying the game in my mind and thinking about our next practice. What I didn't realize was that while I was obsessing over X's and O's, Sean had quietly developed his own post-game routine, where he would connect with each and every player, shake their hands, and commend them for what they meant to the team, regardless of their role. Sean has always known what truly matters. This game is about the people. Sean also demonstrated his commitment to the team by sacrificing time away from family, sacrificing vacation time, volunteering use of his vehicle, paying for the gas that fueled that vehicle before we were a fundraising machine, so that he could attend almost every tournament that we ever scheduled. Sean would also invite the entire team to his house at the conclusion of the season to enjoy one last night together, eating pizza and watching the NBA All-Star game. Sean served as a model of consistency and character for high school basketball players who were on the verge of becoming men. Sean's been a part of a number of league, city, and national championship teams. He's been value-added on teams that went on and competed and represented our city well at the opposite level. But most importantly, he stayed true to his role, recognizing that some of his best efforts as a coach were with those less talented teams that didn't win titles, but who reached their potential as a group of young men who really enjoyed the camaraderie they shared together as a team. I have so many fond memories of coaching with Sean, from our annual 12-hour basketball marathon to playing cards on the party bus from Sheboygan when we couldn't find a local bus, to his famous "down and back," to the showdown in Motown when the Eagles battled the Colts at the Palace of Auburn Hills, the previous home of the Detroit Pistons. I could go on and on. But instead, I'll summarize what Sean has meant to high school basketball and countless high school basketball players with a coaching expression that says, "A good coach can change a game. A great coach can change a life." Mr. Sean McDonald, you're a great coach and an even better friend. Congratulations on your well-deserved induction into the Russ Ramsey High School Sports Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sean McDonald.
Good evening, Rotarians, athletes, coaches, and guests. I would much rather be in a gym tonight yelling, "Down and back!" than standing in front of this microphone. As a matter of fact, it was a pretty good hallway down there if anybody wants to run some suicides after. No? Okay. Before I begin, it would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the Marconi staff for the wonderful meal we shared tonight. Thank you. I'd like to congratulate all the athletes being honored tonight. I would like to congratulate my fellow inductee, Steve Baum. I am truly honored and humbled that I can be recognized for doing something that I love. I have many fond memories from coaching, and I can reflect on regularly, and I cherish deeply. When I was first notified I was selected for this honor, I thought about Russ Ramsey. I spoke to a few people that knew him well, and they all spoke highly of the man he was and how he valued family and friendship in his life. After my father, my childhood hero was Muhammad Ali, and he once said of friendship, "Friendship is not something you learn in school, but if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything." I could stand here and speak tonight about the wins and losses and the many accolades of coaching, but I think as any coach in the room tonight would agree when I say that the friendship that can develop between players and coaches is far more gratifying and long-lasting. I'm very fortunate to have both my family and friends here tonight. At my table is Joey Turco, Jeff Giovanatti and his wife Robin, and my brother from a different mother, Walter Vial, along with his wife Kathy. These men are more than friends. They are brothers, and a constant reminder that friends are the family you choose. My sister Dalinda and my oldest son Jamie had traveled here this evening. When I think of family, I can't help but be eternally grateful to the constant love and support from my wife Karen over the many years of coaching. I am deeply fortunate that I was able to coach both my sons, Jamie and Danny, while they played basketball at Sir James Dunn. My first couple of years, I coached junior basketball at Dunn with Al Warnock. As chance would have it, Al's brother-in-law is my fellow inductee, Steve Baum. After a few seasons in the junior ranks, I then moved to the senior level, where I assisted under Coach Richard Joy for 5 seasons. After Richard retired, I was fortunate to coach with Coach Joey Turco. I first met Joey when he was a young boy learning the game at the YMCA some 35 years ago. We became friends when he was in high school, and I am proud to say we still are. After the Dunn closed in 2010, another former player who had became a good friend was Jeff Giovanatti. He reached out and asked me to join his coaching staff, saying that we would complement each other very, very well. As a matter of fact, Jeff was on the very first team I coached at Dunn in 1992. They were a talented team led by him. It is my honor and my privilege to be able to coach high school basketball in this city over 25 years. One of my favorite movies is A Bronx Tale. And if you haven't seen it, I would definitely have you add it to your list for this summer. The main character is played by Robert De Niro, who often reminds his son about wasted talent, telling him, "The saddest thing in life is wasted talent, and the choices you make will shape your life forever." If you really think about it and take it to heart, you can achieve things beyond your wildest dreams. The experiences of the last 25 years have exceeded my wildest dreams. I can't help but wonder what the next 25 will bring. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you, Sean. Congratulations to the 2 newest inductees into the Russ Ramsey Sports Hall of Fame. At this time, we would like to introduce you to this year's nominees for the H.P. Broughton Memorial Trophy. This award was donated by A.Y. Broughton of Broughton's Pharmacy, who was a past district governor in honor of his father, also Rotarian, H.P. Broughton. Awarded to the Sault Ste. Marie Sportsperson of the Year, it is selected by the Sault Ste. Marie Sports Media, and it is my pleasure now to introduce to you this year's nominees for the H.P. Broughton Memorial Award. Our first nominee is Drew Bannister. Drew Bannister spent the 2018-19 campaign this past year as the man in charge of the American Hockey League's San Antonio Rampage. Before he left, though, Drew made quite his mark in junior hockey. He led the Sioux Greyhounds to the best record in the Canadian Hockey League, and he was named the CHL Coach of the Year. Drew led the Greyhounds to a sparkling 55-7-3-3 wins, loss, overtime loss, shootout loss record. In winning the Hamilton Spectator Trophy as the OHL regular season champions for the 5th time in franchise history, the Greyhounds scored a league-high 317 goals while allowing a league-low 186. The team won a franchise record 23 straight games and enjoyed a record unbeaten in regulation streak of 29 straight. The Sioux's 27-game home ice winning streak was the second most in OHL history. The club went on to eliminate Saginaw, Owen Sound, and Kitchener in a dramatic double overtime 7th game win to become Western Conference champions. However, the Sioux was beaten in 6 games by Hamilton in the OHL finals. Bannister was also named OHL Coach of the Year and was hired by the Rampage, top farm club of the NHL St. Louis Blues, shortly after the season ended. He completed his 3-year Greyhound career as a coach with a combined record of 136, 50, 30, and 5. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome home Drew Bannister. Our next nominees, the Sioux College Cougars. Coached by Mike Hall, the Cougars made history in 2019. They became the first Canadian team to win the American Collegiate Hockey Association Division III National Championship in Frisco, Texas. We have several representatives of the Cougars here this evening. Mike Hall, Mark Hebert, Ryan Venderman, Andrew Barbeau, Mark Tassone, Matt Walker, Parker Morgan, and I guess Ryan was the designated person to come up and represent them all. Because you're still doing what the coach says, eh, Ryan? Tell he's really happy about that. Anyway, the Cougars had a tremendous year, as I mentioned, becoming the first Canadian team to win the American Collegiate Hockey Association Division III National Championship in Frisco, Texas. In their first official season in the ACHA, the Cougars entered the 2018-19 tourney as the North Region's #1 seed, posting a 21-0-1 win-loss tie record against D3 competition. They also headed for Texas with a 23-2-1 mark overall. Employing a puck possession style, Sioux College featured a roster dotted with speedy, skilled players, including numerous Sioux natives. Not only was winger Ryan Venderman named tournament MVP, before that the Cougars captain was chosen the North Region's MVP with a stat line of 55, 41, 96 in just 24 games. Venderman and defenseman Andrew Barbeau were also named to the North Region's first All-Star team. Goalie Jude Gregory made the second team, while center Max Cool and defenseman Tristan O'Flynn were third-team selections. At the Nationals, the Cougars dominated their opposition. They won 3 straight round-robin games before beating Fairfield University of Fairfield, Connecticut 6-2 in the semifinals. They went on to defeat Grand Valley State University from Allendale, Michigan 12-3 in the title game. In the 2019-20 season, the Cougars will move to D2 for that season. Please welcome the Sioux College Cougars. Our next nominee for the H.P. Broughton Award is football player Mitchell Stadnick, who unfortunately is unable to be here this evening. Mitchell was a starting defensive tackle for the University of Western Ontario. He was named an Ontario University Athletics second-team All-Star following the 2018 season. Stadnick helped the Mustangs win the Vanier Cup, the Canadian University Championship in 2017. The team lost the 2018 Vanier Cup title game to the Laval Rouge Orge, snapping its 23-game winning streak in the process. A 6'2", 250-pounder, Stadnick was thought to be the smallest starting defensive tackle in the OUA. He graduated having won 2 Yates Cup championships, emblematic of Ontario football supremacy. In 2014, he was chosen for Team Ontario's junior squad, which competed at the International Bowl in Arlington, Texas. The year after, he was named to Team Canada and again played in the International Bowl in Arlington. As a member of the Knights high school program, he won league MVP honors in both junior and senior football. Stadnick is also a former Ontario varsity football Volleyball League OVFL All-Star as a member of the SaberCats varsity team. Mitchell Stadnick. And ladies and gentlemen, those are your H.P. Broughton Award nominees. Thank you, gentlemen. Dan Sharp will assist with the presentation, but before we do that, we would like you to meet a special guest that we have here tonight that'll help Dan present the H.P. Broughton. I'd like to introduce Barbara Flaggart. Barbara? Barbara has traveled from Grand Rapids, Michigan, where she resides, to be with us today, as she has for many sports awards banquets. Barbara is the granddaughter of H.P. Broughton and the daughter of Al Broughton, who was the Rotary District Governor in 1960-61, Rotary President in 57-58, and a Paul Harris Fellow. Barbara retains a cottage in Sault Ste. Marie, which is a second home to her and her family, who visit regularly during the summer months. H.P. Broughton was one of the Sioux's earliest and most prominent businessmen. He came to the Sioux in 1990 after graduation in pharmacy from the University of Toronto. His first business stand was a counter in a dry goods store, but within a short time he purchased a business block and opened Broughton's Pharmacy on Queen Street in 1901, and it was one of the oldest established businesses in Sault Ste. Marie. H.P. Broughton was an elder in his church, the United Church, president of the St. Mary's River Boat Club, chairman of the Parks Board, a member of the Ontario Pharmaceutical Council, among other positions. H.P. Broughton was an excellent athlete, always active in sports, playing lacrosse. He won the city championship many times, playing tennis, and at age 50, he beat his son Alan for the city tennis championship. He was a golfer and a curler, and he won practically every Sioux curling trophy there was. You know why the award was named after H.P. Broughton. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to announce this year's winner of the H.P. Broughton Trophy as Sault Ste. Marie Sportsperson of the Year, Drew Bannister.
Thanks, Gino. I'm extremely honored to be here today. When I received an email a couple weeks back from Daniel, I wanted to make sure that I could be here tonight for this occasion. The one problem was I was supposed to be on vacation with my wife. And for the parents and teachers that are in here that have a young family, you can certainly understand time away from kids is extremely important. So I know we were able to cut our trip short by a day. I flew in last night to Thunder Bay, got up this morning, drove my vehicle here to be here today. I'm sure down the road I'll pay this back tenfold to my wife at some point. So she's back home with our kids, making sure that they're out on the soccer fields. Some of my fondest memories when I think back and I watch all the kids come up here today was high school sports to me. My whole high school sports, and I grew up in Sudbury, and I went to Llewellyn Park High School. And I think back of those times, and I think about the teachers and the volunteers that they gave their time for me to be able to enjoy the sport. And I can really appreciate that now because my wife is a high school teacher, and I understand the sacrifices that the teachers make for our student athletes today, and I applaud all the teachers here today for everything that you do for our student athletes. As a 15-year-old, I came to Sault Ste. Marie to play hockey, and now I fast forward 30 years. I'm 45 years old now. I've made some great relationships in the Sioux that have lasted a lifetime. I still have more hair than Gino. Not much more, but I still do. And we can always joke about that. But Sault Ste. Marie, like I said, as a 15-year-old, I came here to play junior hockey. I lived here for quite a while. I built a house out on Nebish Road until my wife took a teaching job in Sudbury and we moved back. And it's funny that my road to coaching came back through Sault Ste. Marie. And this is a special place for me. I appreciate the people. I appreciate the Rotary Club for having me here tonight. I congratulate all the recipients of the awards here tonight and the nominees. And I want to thank, obviously, the Caruso Club. Again, I've had many great meals here. But again, all the recipients, thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to all the award winners and all the nominees. And Dan, turn it back over to you.
This concludes the 63rd Sports Awards banquet. And Gino, thank you very much for your MC duties. As always, an excellent job. I'd also like to thank Steve Caruso, who coordinates all of our activities with the athletic directors and the school board, and who does a tremendous amount of work to bring about this award ceremony. The Beth Jacobs Synagogue supports our student athletes by contributing to financial awards to them for both the B'nai B'rith and the Walter Lowe trophies. Carrie Hamilton from the Algoma District School Board goes to a lot of work in printing the programs and the certificates that are on the tables tonight. Derek Walls has been taking pictures of all the presentations tonight. For the parents, the SD card will go to Steve Caruso, and those pictures are available to you. Thank you to Shaw for filming the event, and if you'd like to see it, it's if you go to shawspotlight.ca, you should be able to come up with a time of the broadcast. I'd like to thank the Sports Awards Committee of Derek Walls, Steve Caruso, Mike Stone, Murdoch Carter, Don Harvey, Archie Laidlaw, Melinda Mills, Conrad Marasco, Rod Stone, Mike Stone, and Robert Caracato. Many of them were presenting the awards tonight. The Russ Ramsey Hall of Fame Selection Committee, I'd like to appreciate their work in reviewing candidates and presenting the awards tonight. Barry Russian, Linda Vitri, Janice Hogan, Remy Jantes, Steve Caruso, Kim Policiccio, and Greg Arbor are on the committee. And the Broughton Selection Committee consists of both sports media and now former sports media, Gino, Brad Cocciamilio, Jim Fitzpatrick, Lincoln Loudett, Bill Montague, Peter Ricci, and Barry Russian all assist with reviewing candidates and selecting the winner of the HP Broughton Award. Once again, thank you all for attending, and this concludes our 63rd award banquet.